All the world's a stage, and all the men and women are merely players. They have their exits and their entrances. And one man in his lifetime plays many parts. Hey, hello again, friends. You caught me practicing for my next Shakespeare show. Isn't that speech great? I especially enjoy the part where it says that we're all performers on this great stage that we call Earth. And speaking of performers, you came at the perfect time, because today we're going to talk about one of my favorite areas of the theater, performance. In this intro lesson, we'll define what constitutes a theatrical performance. We'll also analyze 5 benefits of engaging in theatrical performances, both on an academic and on a personal level. Finally, we will provide a course overview of the lessons and projects that will be covered throughout this unit, as you and I enter the magical world of performance. So get ready to storm the stage and bring life to your favorite characters. As the great Shakespeare would say, let's suit the action to the word to the action. Now, let's play! If you're watching this video, that means you have completed Theater Arts 1. Congratulations! Give yourself a round of applause. Woohoo! But before we dive into Theater Arts 2, let's do a quick recap of what we learned during the previous course. In Theater Arts Course 1, we covered Theater 101, where we studied the elements of a work in theater, as well as stage directions and the different types of stages that exist in Western theater. We also learned about vibe and how theater practitioners can develop their voice, imagination, body, and create healthy acting ensembles. We then covered Theater History 1 and Theater History 2, where we studied the origins of theater, important landmarks throughout theater history, and its significant impact over contemporary American society. And finally, we covered Tech Theater, where we studied some of the most crucial technical positions in the theater, like directors, designers, dramaturgs, and so forth, their significance in the production process, and different paths to start a technical career in the theater. Okay, now that we're done with this very quick refresher, let's continue to Theater Arts 2, where we shift the focus to you, the performer. Let's start by defining the concept of performance. What exactly is a theatrical performance? I mean, it's a pretty broad term, right? There's so many things that come to mind. So let's break it down. Take a second to think, how would you define a performance? Pause the video and write down what you think. Maybe you've attended a musical before, or a dance recital, so your answer was geared towards the amazement of watching people dance. Maybe you've acted in a play before, so you associate performance with the adrenaline of interacting directly with other actors and the audience. Or maybe you remember a funny clown who made balloon animals at a party. So for you, performance is the nostalgia of childhood. You see, people's perceptions of performance vary depending on their life experiences. That is why it is such a broad term. But this is a good thing, because it shows the universal nature of theater. However, we still need to define it. So, for the purpose of being as inclusive as possible, this course defines a theatrical performance in the following way. A theatrical performance is defined as any act, play, dance, pantomime, song, or activity presented by an actor before an audience. Pretty awesome, right? As we learned in Theater History 1, theatrical performance has been an integral part of many different societies for thousands of years. Whether it be through oral storytelling, dance, or song, humans have the capacity and the need to perform for each other. So naturally, during the long existence of theater, dozens of different performance styles have developed around the world, like Commedia dell'arte in Italy, or No in Japan. And along with these styles, many acting techniques and methods to craft a performance have also been developed, which we will study in this upcoming unit. But before we get into that, let's address an important question that many of you may have. Besides being a fun thing to do, are there any life benefits of engaging in performance? Is there anything that a live performance can offer that isn't already covered by this little device that we have in our pockets? I'm glad you asked that, because now I can show you how performance is not only crazy fun, but it's also incredibly beneficial for your overall well-being. Let's analyze 5 ways in which performance can benefit your life. Number 1, sensory stimulation. Live performances stimulate your 5 senses in a way that pre-recorded videos cannot match. Whether you're performing or simply watching as a spectator, live performances activate them in a way that is healthy and necessary. And besides stimulating necessary neurological connections, performing live or going to live performances also helps you unplug, which in this day and age is a very good thing. Number 2, human connection. Live performances remind us that we're not alone. Human beings are social creatures, which is why we have the need to engage in shared experiences like communal meals, ceremonies, and yes, performances. Performing in front of a live audience encourages positive social tendencies like empathy, creativity, and spatial awareness, which will benefit your life on every single level. Number 3, confidence. Stepping on stage is a courageous act. It can be intimidating putting yourself out there and displaying your vulnerability in front of complete strangers. But on the other side of that fear is confidence. A confidence that will positively impact every single corner of your life, from educational pursuits to professional endeavors to social interactions. Once you've been brave enough to sing, dance, and rock out on stage, you will gain valuable tools to help you better navigate all sorts of social interactions. Number 4, mental and physical health. Believe it or not, performing live, besides being entertaining, is good for your health. It's been scientifically proven that theatrical performances improve your cardiovascular health, coordination, flexibility, motor skills, and spatial awareness. Regarding mental health, studies have also shown that people who perform in theatrical events tend to have lower anxiety levels and are less likely to suffer from depression. Number 5, education and literacy. Studies have shown that students who participate in theater actually do better in school. Performing has proven to increase a person's concentration, patience, memory, and overall mindfulness. So, if you're looking for any extracurricular activities, try auditioning for a play. You'll improve your focus while also having a blast. So, seems like a win-win to me. And now that we know just how beneficial performance can be to our lives, let's do a course overview of what we will learn throughout this unit. The first unit of this course, performance, is composed of the following lessons: acting teachers and their methods, intro to comedy, intro to script analysis, clowning, miming, and pantomime, and intro to musical theater. Additionally, there will be a final performance project designed to put the students' acquired knowledge into practice. Let's break down each lesson and the final performance project. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, throughout history, many different styles of performances have emerged, and many acting techniques have emerged as well. In acting teachers and their methods, we're going to study 3 different acting techniques: the Meisner method, the Hagen method, and the viewpoints method. You will also be able to participate in different acting exercises pertaining to each method and determine why and how each method benefits actors. After we're done with our acting teachers, we're going to journey on to one of the most beloved genres of performance: comedy. In Intro to Comedy, we're going to study 3 different styles of comedy: improv, sketch comedy, and stand-up comedy. We'll recount a brief biography of each of these styles, analyze their main elements, and learn some simple tips that will help you elevate your comedy routines. You're also going to be able to observe an example of each of these styles performed in our studio. It's going to be fun! However, as fun as performing sounds, it's also a lot of work, which usually starts with script analysis. In our Intro to Script Analysis lesson, we're going to scrutinize the significance of script analysis, break down 3 general steps needed for script analysis, and illustrate 10 steps actors should take when conducting script analysis on a text. And if you thought that performance was only limited to singing and dancing, think again. In clowning, miming, and pantomime, we're going to explore these unique performance styles, analyze their main elements, participate in clowning and miming exercises, and finally, observe an example of a pantomime performance. Yay! But as much as we enjoy exploring unusual performance styles, we thought it was only fitting that we finish this unit with one of the staples of American performance. Intro to Musical Theater! In our musical theater lesson, we will scrutinize the history of musical theater in the United States, analyze musical theater auditions, and examine how to prepare for musical theater auditions. We'll also practice a short musical theater piece in our studio by following a tutorial we have prepared for you. So get ready to bust a move! After Intro to Musical Theater, you will have finished the lessons of Unit 1. Yay! But I have a little surprise for you. This course has a new element that the previous course didn't have. So listen up. Since this course focuses on the craft of performance, we figured, what better way to put your new skills to the test than to put on your own performance? For your final performance project, you will take the knowledge acquired during your theater arts courses 1 and 2 and apply it to produce an original performance. You're going to be responsible for rehearsing, holding auditions, and overseeing the production aspects of this small production as well as performing. I know it sounds like a lot, but don't worry. We split the final performance project into 3 parts. Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3, 1 per unit. That way, you're going to be able to work it in sections. Since this is the first unit, let's focus on Part 1. For this part, you will choose a scene from a play provided by us in the PDF. You will then rehearse the scene with a scene partner. Create your character based on one of the acting techniques that we will teach you, and present a script analysis of the play. If you're worried about time, don't be. You're going to have 10 whole days after the final lesson of the unit to work on Part 1 of this final project. However, if you want to start brainstorming ideas for your performance now, you're more than welcome to do so. I hope you're just as excited to perform as I am. But before we kick off this unit, let's review what we learned in today's video. Today we defined the concept of theatrical performance. We also analyzed some of the benefits of engaging in theatrical performances, such as sensory stimulation, establishing human connections, confidence, mental and physical health, and education and literacy. Finally, we provided a course overview of the lessons and projects that will be covered throughout this unit, which include acting teachers and their methods, intro to comedy, intro to script analysis, clowning, miming, and pantomime, intro to musical theater, and final performance project, Part 1. I'm really excited to start performing with you. It's going to be a fun unit. Now, enough talk. It's time to perform. First order of business, acting teachers and their methods. And remember, in theater, like in life, the limit is your imagination. Hey!